Alright guys, so we're back again for another video, and today I'm going to be doing an arena run. And I'm not sure exactly what class I'm going to be doing. We're going to jump into that. But I'm just going to briefly touch up upon our last couple videos we've done. Me and Adam are doing a Hearthstone Let's Play series, where we're basically taking a brand new beginner's Hearthstone account, and we're basically bringing it to like legendary and trying to unlock all the cards, do a bunch of deck guides and that kind of stuff. And we're basically going to try and do this from a free-to-play perspective, so as if you were a new person, you never played the game before, and you're just starting and whatnot. And we're going to try and get there without doing any gold, and we're going to try and just show new players, you know, how to get through the game and stuff like that, and hopefully become better players yourself, because I've played the game quite a bit, but I still have a lot to learn, and I've learned a lot. For the past little while, I've been kind of putting more of an effort to learn the game and get better, and it's definitely paid off, so. But anyways, let's this is the first arena run I'm doing to the account, so every account you make you get a free arena run, which is pretty cool because that's gonna help us out. We haven't done anything on this account other than finish the tutorial, so this arena run is going to be very important. We're going to try and get as many wins as possible as we can, because that's really going to help us, you know, get as much gold as possible, and hopefully we get some good cards and some packs. And I think I did today's daily quest, so I got a pack or two I haven't opened yet. We're going to try and do everything on stream and in these videos, so you guys can kind of see everything. I'm not going to open up any packs. We'll do like the daily quests, and we might play here and there, but we'll try to record everything so you guys can see everything we do. So, you know, again, you guys can really learn from this and use it as a good tutorial for just getting started on Hearthstone. So we have 3 heroes here, and I think the best one right now is Paladin. I'm not sure, as I'm not an arena expert, but I'm going to go with Paladin just because it's probably my most comfortable deck, at least in arena. And throughout this arena run, I'm going to give you guys some tips. I've been actually reading about how to become a better arena player. One of my goals is to get to about, you know, average about 7 to 8 wins in arena, which is pretty high. That's, I think, what most expert professional people are at in arena. And I think right now I'm averaging about 5 to 6. So not too bad, but hopefully as I do this video, this isn't going to be a horrible run, but I'm expecting him to be like kind of mediocre, and then as we get better at the game, they're going to improve. So let's go with Paladin for now, and we're going to start this arena run. Alrighty here, so as we do this arena run, there's many things you want to focus on. Your cards that you pick, you want to focus, there's 3 things you want to focus on. You want to focus on the mana of the card, the actual value of the card, and any conditional like stats it has. For example, these cards, looking at these cards here, they're not really the greatest. Kind of interesting. The crowd favorite might be the pick just because it's got decent stats. The Twilight Guardian is okay, but it's very conditional for a dragon. And if you don't have that dragon, which we most likely won't have, because we don't get to pick our cards in arena, essentially. Well, I mean, we do, but we're only given a certain amount. We might not even draft another dragon. So the Twilight Guardian's kind of, I wouldn't. You know, like, let's say if we had a couple dragons and we got it near the end of the draft, we could consider picking it, but it's just not good. Avenging Wrath is just too random for me. There's too much RNG. So I'm going to go with crowd favorite, because it's essentially like a Chowan Yeti or something, which is a 4-drop. 4/4 is okay stats. The ability to buff itself with Battle Cry is pretty cool. So, I mean, like, it could have potential. So we're going to go with that card in here. Also, for your first couple picks in arena, you just want to go for value essentially, and you're just going to basically pick the cards that have the better stats. That's basically what you're going for. So looking here, we have the Muster for Battle, which is not too bad. It essentially summons 3. You can think of Muster for Battle like this. It's a 3/3 minion with a weapon that does 1/4, so it's got insane value. It's very good. It's definitely a good 3-drop, and it can also synergize really good with some other cards in the game. And the Injured Calvadir is not that great. It's a 2/1 essentially, unless you heal it. Might be good for Priest, but actually it would be really good for Priest now that I think about it. But for Paladin, it's not. The Dragon Consort it's not bad. It's a 5/5 for, you know, but again, it's got a conditional statement, which is each next dragon you play costs 2 less, so it's not really good for drafting. So we're going to go for Muster here, just because it fits in the best. Out of all these cards, we could pick the Ship's Canyon, is not too bad. Blessing of Might is meh, but these 2 here, since we're going to want to draft the best value cards for their mana cost, Chowan Yeti is probably one of the best 4-drops you're going to get. And the Ship's Cannon is not it's an okay 2-drop. So I think we're just going to go with the Yeti just because it's, for the 4 mana slot, it's better than what this card is for 2 mana, if that makes sense. So we're going to go with the Yeti. Here we have the Warhorse Trainer, which buffs our Silverhand recruits, and it's got stats of 2/4, which is not too bad. We have the Harvester Golem, which basically is insane because it's basically, because it has a Death Rattle ability, it summons a 2/1. It's technically a 4/4 when you think about it, because it's a 2. Actually, no, it's a 4/4 because it's 2/3 and then it dies and it gains another 2 attack and 1 health. You know, and it's kind of hard to remove because you have to kill the first minion before you can attack the second one, so it usually lives. The Silverhand Regent is pretty cool because you can play it on turn 3 and then you can hero power, and essentially you're getting an extra 1/1. So that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of thinking about this here. I think the Silverhand Regent might be the right one just because it's a 3/3 and you can hero power and it gives you extra value. But the problem with it is that on turn 4 you don't really want to hero power. So I'm just thinking here, and the Warhorse Trainer actually does kind of synergize with the Muster for Battle. And the stats aren't horrible, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about it here. I think we're going to go with the Warhorse Trainer maybe, just because it synergizes, and yeah, we're going to try something a little bit differently. I don't know if I normally pick this. This is kind of a hard pick. I think the go-to pick would be the Harvester Golem, but I think any one of these picks could be good. So we're going to go with the Warhorse Trainer just to, you know, be a little bit on the dangerous side. Here, the Haunted Creeper is a good minion. The Dread Corsair is meh, it's okay. It's kind of relying on having a weapon. The Stormwind Champion is phenomenal because for 7 mana, 6/6 is okay stats, and it also buffs up your other minions. So if you have any minions on the board, it gives them +1/+1, and it's phenomenal card in Arena. So we're definitely going to go with that one. Here, it's the Master Swordsmith. I don't like. Number 1, it's got horrible stats. Even though it buffs the 1 attack of a 1 minion, you have to have a minion on the field. And in the early game, you're fighting for the board. So the 1/3 stats aren't that great. Questing Adventure is only good late game. So it's kind of a dead card half the time. I think the best card here is the Master Jouster, because for 6 mana, it's a 5/6, which isn't the best stats, but it's okay. And it has a chance to get Taunt and Divine Shield, which is phenomenal. I mean, obviously, you might get it, you might not. But again, I think it's the better card out of these 3 here. Alright, so moving on, we have the Ice Rager, which is okay. It's a 5/2 for 3 mana. I mean, it trades up with pretty much anything. So it's arguably good. The Mech Warper is pretty good too, because if you get any other mechs, it can give you insane value, and 2/3 for a 2-drop is pretty good. So I think we're going to go with the Mech Warper, just because we do have some synergizes pretty good with the Mechanical Yeti. If we get like a Piloted Shredder or anything like that, it's going to be really great. So I think the Mech Warper is a pretty good pick. But they're not too bad. The Ice Rager, definitely, I could say the Ice Rager is not bad either. Here, Eye for an Eye is not great. If we had the Mad Scientist, then we could argue and say that Eye for Eye could be picked, because basically the Mad Scientist will give us a free card when it dies. Murloc Knight is phenomenal, because for 4 mana, a 3/4 stats it's kind of meh, but the fact that you can hero power with it on turn 6, if you drop it, you get a 1/1 plus a Murloc. So it's, you know, it's pretty cool. You can definitely gain tempo with that and get value. The Anti-Healbot is fine for the health, but we don't really need health yet. We're just going for value because we're still pretty early in the draft. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So we're gonna usually around the 10 card slot, I'll start actually fixing out my curve and stuff like that, and we're going to be discussing that as we go through it. So these cards, Ancient Brewmaster is not bad. The Argent Horse Rider is phenomenal. It's definitely one of the most underrated cards. I wouldn't say underrated anymore, because I think people are starting to see the value of it. But when the Grand Arena first came out, or the Grand Tournament, I should say, it was kind of meh. People were unsure about it, but in Arena it's just phenomenal because it trades with most minions, 2 drops, and has Divine Shield, so it lives. And it can be really annoying. That 1 health can really throw your opponent off. Novice Engineer is not really that great. So we're going to go with this just because I think it's a great card. The Ancient Mage isn't that great. It doesn't have good stats. It requires you to have board presence, so we're not even going to consider it. Argent Lance is Battle Cry reveal a minion in each deck. If your minion costs more, gain +1 durability. This weapon could be considered okay. The only problem with it is on turn 2, I want to play a minion. So it's, I mean, you can remove the board, but your opponent can kind of offset. I think the Knife Juggler is just a better value pick, especially with cards like Muster for Battle and our like little spawns and stuff like that. I think the Knife Juggler is going to be pretty good, and this is actually looking to shape up to be a pretty good deck. It might be a nice, good early aggressive deck. That could, looks like it's not too bad here. So I'm gonna go for Knife Juggler. Right here, the Sungeon Shieldmaster is pretty good in Arena. Blue Horde is not bad either. It's a 2-drop, 2/1. I mean, most hero powers can deal with it, like the Mage and Druid, but it requires them to use up their whole turn to do it. And it draws you a card, so, you know. Clockwork Knight is, I wouldn't really pick it. It's not horrible, but in Arena, it's kind of, I'd only pick it if I had to fix out my curb. So I think it's really between these two here. And as of right now, how many cards do we have? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think we're going to start fixing our curve here. But we're going to go with the Sungeon Shieldmaster just because it's a good 4-drop. 4-drops are really important. They're one of the best drops in Arena. So here now we can start actually fixing our curb. And kind of like seeing things as we go. The Evil Heckler is not bad. I mean, it's okay. It trades for the most part. But we don't want that. I think we have some pretty good 4-drops already. We have 2 very good 4-drops. And we're going to look at some other cards here. So for 2 mana, the Stone Splitter Trog is pretty good. The Argent Protector can be really good. You know, we can play it on turn 2 for a 2/2, it's fine. You also play Divine Shield. I think we're going to go with Argent Protector just because our deck is already pretty phenomenal. Like, we can drop down the Knife Juggler on turn 2 and then play this and trade, and I think it works really good with the deck, so we're going to go with that. Here we have the Blackwing Technician, which again relies on dragons, and we don't have any dragons. I guess if we would have picked all our dragons in the beginning, we could have had a cool dragon deck, but you never think to do that in Arena, right? So Haunted Creeper is pretty good with our deck, actually. I think we're going to go with that pick. The Mad Bomber's okay. Not bad, but I think we're going to go with Haunted Creeper, just because again it synergizes with everything else pretty good. Here, kind of a tough pick. The Tournament Medic is not great. The Ogre is fine. The only problem with is the 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. I just feel that whenever I play against this card, I feel like if I'm losing and my opponent plays this card, I feel like I gain tempo and I can come back because of this card, because you can't control where it attacks. So Guardian Kings, though, I don't know. We don't really want another 7. We already have a 7. So I'm going to go with the Ogre Brute. And hopefully I won't regret this later on. Here, tough pick. The Acidic Slime Ooze is pretty good. And it is a 2-drop, but we already have quite a bit of 2s. We could even argue going with the Tiger since you don't even have a 5-drop yet. So I think we're going to go with the Tiger. But if you wanted to, you could go with the Ooze. But we're going to go with the Tiger. Either pick is fine here. Here the pretty clear pick is the Micro Machine because, again, the secrets you don't want unless you have Mad Scientist. And the Young Dragonhawk is just... no, it's not good. So we're going to go with Micro Machine. This little guy, if your opponent doesn't deal with it, can just outright win you games. So we'll go with it here. The Ogre Boot is okay again, but the really best pick here is the Infiltrator just because for... you're going to see here on turn 1 to have a 2/1 on the field that trades up with a 2/2. It's great for maintaining board control. That's really what you want in Arena. You want to control the board, especially in those early turns. So I think the Worgen Infiltrator is definitely the start here. The Frostwolf Grunt is, it's not that great. So I'm going to go with, I think the Worgen Infiltrator is pretty easy to pick here. And we don't have any 1-drops yet, so it's pretty fine. Here we could pick the War Golem. The Reckless Rocketeer, I don't really like it that much. Silverhand Knight is pretty good. We only have... I'm thinking I'm going to go with the Knight just because I don't want too many high drops. This looks like it's going to be a mid-range kind of deck, so I don't want anything too crazy, too high. I think we're going to go with the 5-drop there. Ooh, this is interesting. Since the Paladin does have a lot of heals, I think we can omit picking the Earthen Ring Farseer, although it is an okay card, and just skip with the Shattered Sun Cleric just because we have a lot of good early game here. If we could buff up some of these early guys we could do really well. So I think we're gonna go with that for sure. This is interesting. The Argent Watchman is. I've never played this card in Arena, but it could be pretty good, but it could not be pretty good. The Secret Keeper is not great. I think we're gonna have to go with Wailing Soul just because it's the only card that really. Because I don't want to be forced to Hero Power on turn 2 just to clear the board. I mean turn 3 just to clear the board, but I feel like it might be okay. I don't know. This is a tough pick. I've never played with the card before. I think I'm gonna go with the Argent Watchman just to try it out. I think we're gonna go with it just to try it out. Never played with the card before, so we'll give it a go. I think we're gonna go with the Warhost Trainer again. Here we're gonna. I've had a lot of experience. The captured Jormunger, Munger. I don't know how to say that, but that guy, the 5/9 for 7, is actually pretty good. I've played with him before. The Ice Rager is pretty good as well. Silver Moon Guardian. We don't really need it. We have a couple 4-drops. I think we're gonna go with the big guy just to have a nice big juicy drop here. Here, this is pretty interesting. We got a lot of 3s, so we don't need any more 3s. We could use some 2s. The Shielded Minibot is pretty good because, again, we got a lot of Divine Shield going on here. And I like our early game. We have a very strong early game. So I think the Shielded Minibot's pretty good. But the Bone Guard Lieutenant is pretty good too. But again, he requires you to use your Hero Power to really get any kind of value out of him. But other than that, he's a 3/2, which is fine. Actually, let me just take a quick peek and see what we have. We do have 1 3/2, so I think we're going to go with the Shield the Minibot, but we could at this point pick the Bone Guard just to get another 3/2 to help trade up. But I'm going to go with the Minibot personally. We don't really need any more 2-drops. I think I'm going to go with the old Worgen Infiltrator just to, again, get the 1-drop. We don't need any more 2s. Because we have 2s, we don't want the Youthful Brewmaster. We have enough 2s, I think, to last us for the whole draft. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Usually want 7 to 10. But I think we have enough. So I think we could use a couple more 4-drops, though, maybe like 1 or 2. 3-drops we don't need, we have enough. Let's go with the Cult Master because we have a lot of good early game. We could trade off some of these minions pretty well here. The Evil Heckler might be the play just because we have no mechs. Well, we do have some. It's not enough to consider picking the Cog Master though. So we go with the Evil Heckler. Ooh. Do we Kraken? I think we don't Kraken just because we already have 2 high cards. Oh, we could though. We easily could. No, I'm gonna go with the Spectral Knight just because I want our curve to kind of be a little bit more better. The Venture Core Mercenary is not bad. The only problem is I always get screwed whenever I play this card because my opponent always leaves it on the field and puts me in a dumb situation where I can't cast anything the next turn. So I think we're not gonna play that. So I think we're gonna go with the Spellbreaker just because it fits the curve the best. And we have 2 picks left. So Pint-Sized Summoner it's okay. Crazed Alchemist is actually surprisingly well because there's a lot of minions that have like a 3/4 or a 3/6 or a 2/7 or a 4/8, you know, like, and people play this in Arena because they trade really well. So the Crazed Alchemist could help us trade up really well and kind of like catch our opponent off guard and like just, you know, like pull some crazy shenanigans off. So I think we're gonna go with that. Yeah, go with that. And I think we're gonna go with the Scarlet Purifier just because he has the best stats, and we don't need a 0/2 taunt or a 1/2. So let's go with that. Okay, so this is our first Arena deck. We're playing as Paladin, and I like our deck. I like it quite a bit. We do have quite a bit of stuff and a wide range of things. And it's pretty mid-rangey. We do have quite a bit of 4s. We could we do have a little bit late game, so I think we're gonna have a really strong early game. And hopefully we, you know, can get a hold of the game early on, can carry that momentum and use that to kind of finish off our opponent before the game gets too late. But I think we're pretty good. I like this deck. So we're gonna go with this and hopefully do the best we can. One thing I also want to mention is, as I do these videos later on, I'm not actually streaming this because last time I streamed we had a bit of an internet problem and I didn't want people, like the stream, to keep going in and out. I do record these videos as well, so regardless of whether the stream is crappy or not, you know, it cuts in or out or it doesn't, you know, view right or I drop frames or something, I am recording these separately and those are the recordings I'm going to use for YouTube. So if you guys are ever watching the stream and it's not going very well, you can watch the YouTube videos as we upload them because it'll be on there as well. And the quality will be perfect, so you don't have to worry about that. And Adam will be joining me in the future as I do these videos. He's actually not feeling very well right now, so it's just me flying solo today. So in the mulligan phase we want anything 1 to 3, and we do have a 2-drop, so we'll get rid of these two. We don't have the coins, so we can't keep the 4-drop, so we'll see what we get here. Hopefully we get a 1 or a 2. Ugh, okay. We can hope for a 2-drop, 1-drop. We're hoping this is not good. We're hoping we can get a 1 or 2, and we do have a lot of early games, so we should draw into it. We should. I don't really want to play him, but if I have to, I will. But at least he poses a threat, like, you know, kind of thing. So, and he does have good stats for 2. Just he can't attack unless we inspire. But he still contests the board pretty good. So he's gonna play the Haunted Creeper. Okay, so we did get our 2-drop. That's good, and it's not a bad one. It's not one we can really slam right away, but I think we have to go with this guy just because if we hero power, he just trades in with the Haunted Creeper. We're going with the Argent Watchman, and we're gonna see if this card is gonna make or break this deck because I've never played with an arena, but we're gonna see how it is. I feel like it could be good. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, okay. So, just by hero powering here, we actually get value from this card. So yeah, I like this. Hero power, and the 2/4 goes in the 2/2. Pretty good, right? I think so. I mean, he can still trade with the Haunted Creeper, but we kind of still have control at this point. Okay, so that's a little bit of a problem. Ooh, that is a bit of a problem. Shoot, what do I do here? This is tough. Do I play the 4-drop and just silence the Haunted Creeper? I think so. Because the 4-drop contests the board. He can heal the 4/3 up to 4/5. This is tough. Do I swing the 2/2 into the... Do I inspire, play the Divine Shield, and swing this into that just to deny him the ability to... I think that's the right play because it denies him the ability to kind of heal it up to out of range next turn, so we're going to go with that play, I think. I think this is the right play. Not too sure. Because it's important that we remove that Blade Master next turn, and I think we can with this board. Because it does get out of hand if he heals. I don't know. This could have been a mistake. Ancient Watcher. Now that's a weird pick for Arena, I must say. Alright, alright, Okay, so in order to get him to attack, I need to hero power, but just thinking here. Do I silence him and swing him into and drop the 4/3? That's kind of not the best play on curve. But if we Horse Trainer, we get a 2/4 on the field. We get a Silverhand Recruit with 1 attack. But it just trades pretty good. I think this is a pretty good play. So when we get the 4/1, we have to Because at least the 2/4 can test the board. And next turn we can play kind of, you know, more into a 6-drop or something. I don't know. This is really interesting. That 2/4 with the Inspire ability kind of really was really very, very interesting. The good news for us is our opponent doesn't look like he has. Ooh, good pick. Good pick for him. It looks like our opponent has that threatening of a deck, really. Okay, so he's allowing us to climb back on board. Alright, let's see here. The Jouster. Do we play the Jouster? Do we play the Knight? Or do we play the Silverhand Recruit? I think we just play the Jouster just to maximize our mana. It's a 5/6. It's not going to die against anything, really. What is this again? Swordtail 3 Hero. That's no big deal. We don't care about his health because it's all about board control in Arena. So let's play the Jouster first and see what we get. Yes! Yes! So phenomenal, we got that. And this can just go into here. Because anything else, it'll trade in perfectly fine and it's not a big deal.
Is someone injured?
Okay, so he's gonna heal and draw a card, I think. Imagine, he might... Ooh, Holy Nova, okay. I don't know if I agreed with that play. Alright, so the Stormwind Champion basically allows us to trade everything in, and I think it's the right play. You go 5, he goes up to 2, he can go with that. I think that's the right play. And we put a nice big body on the board. Yeah. If he just played his Holy Nova, he probably doesn't have another one, so I think it's safe for us to load up the board here. Ooh, a Dr. Boom. Alright. Iron Shield. Here's where things get tricky. Do we just load up? I think we just flood the board, right? Like, is that the right play? We just flood the. I think we just flood the board, right? 2, 4, 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 4. I think that's the right play. Eh?
Reporting for duty.
Do we go face? No, we don't go. Do we go face? I think we're gonna go like this. Yeah, I think that's the right play. Because we gotta clear the Dr. Boom, and the boom bots I don't really care about. I feel like if I swing into them, they're just gonna, like, they die regardless, and they're just gonna be a pain in the ass. And yeah, I think this is a pretty strong board. Ooh, okay. I don't think it's that bad. I think this is still okay. Uh-oh. Hopefully, we can keep our Stormwind Champion alive. Yes! Okay, face is good for us. So, this goes into here, right? Is this? This is still kind of tack, good. This goes into here. We want to keep everything alive. Yeah. And what do we play? I think we just flood the board again. Yeah, let's just flood the board here. And go face. I think that's the right play. I really don't see him coming back unless he gets like some crazy like board clear or something. Really don't think there's anything he can do.
I hope you like my invention.
Do we have lethal next turn? We have 5, 11. Oh, okay. Maybe not. No, I think we still. Okay, wait. 6 plus 10 is 11. 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, we have lethal.
Your magic shall not save.
I don't know if we had lethal even. I think we had lethal even without the silence. Yeah, it would have been lethal. Still, I like to do that. So yeah, good first game. I think we got kind of lucky. Our opponent was kind of not the best deck. All right, so far so good.